Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om and welcome to one and all. Vedānta Jñana Yajña. The 4th month is over. The 5th month has begun. We are on our 19th talk. What is it about? We are speaking about our own self. Who we are, what is this world around us, and what is that one which we call as Ishvara, or the supreme power, or as in Vedanta it is explained, the substratum of everything, every being, every life. Up till now, we have focused on how this knowledge has to be gained and who are such individuals who are able to grasp this knowledge. All humanity can understand this knowledge. However, there are few, as we call it, virle, rare of the beings who get themselves up to a point where a few qualities they develop, known as Viveka Vairagya. For example, the word Viveka means discrimination, which is between what is real and unreal, and so on and so forth. But there are also some very important riches that you should have. Not the worldly riches, but the inner wealth, sadhana chatushtaya, and the inner 6 wealth. One of them is a beautiful wealth which is called titiksha, forbearance. To be equal-minded when happiness or when sadness comes to us. And one of the other, which is most important, is called shraddha, the firm conviction that what I am studying, what the master is teaching, what our shastra has said, has got tat in it. There is a truth. Right now I am not able to see it. But if I follow the path, the shastra itself tells us that you shall find what you seek. We move ahead now. As you can see, our title today is From the Known to the Unknown. What do we know? We know our body. But we know our body from a very biological or a school matter. From that point of view, Shastra gives us a very different view of our own body. Shall I take you through that? Today's session is going to be very point by point by point. It is a lot to hear, and just listen. Slowly your mind will open up to it and you will realize, yeah, this what Shastra is calling XYZ, oh, I generally call it this. So you will find out that modern science, or what we know, and what Shastra is saying has never been any different. The only thing is Shastra has been there for thousands of years. The language was slightly different than what we understand today. So let us take our body. The body is categorized into 2 types, organs, 2 organs, or the bhahir-karna, the external organs, and the second, anthah-karna, or the internal organs. We'll take the external first, the bhahir-karna. In that, there are 2 types of organs. One are the cognitive organs, means organs of perception, and the other, the motor organs, means the action-oriented organs. Let's take the former one, the cognitive organs. They are called jñānendriyas, perception, knowledge. One, auditory sense, shotra, hearing. The visual sense, chakshu, seeing. The tactile sense, the tvaka, touching. The olfactory means smelling, ghrana. And the gustatory senses, the jīva. It has got two jobs. One, tasting. The second one comes into the motor actions. So what have we understood? There are 5 organs of perception. Organs of perception means these are those by which we go and contact the world. The eyes see, the hands touch, the nose smells. What do we do this from? From the outer world. Now coming next to the motor organs, the karmendriya, or the organs of action, by which we actually go and contact the world. One, tongue, vak, for speaking. Then the hands, it's called pani, not water, but pani means hands, for holding, grasping. The feet, pada, for walking, for locomotion, and the ayu, for passing extra waste. And then of course the reproductive organs, the upastha, for copulation. Didn't we know all these in other language, in other words? Isn't it? But how beautifully Shastra has divided into 2 kinds. One as the external indriyas. These 10 are the external indriyas. But wait, are these the only external indriyas? No, there are 5 more. Now the next 5 are coming as the physiological movements. Yeah, the hand moves because the mind says. Then we breathe in, the air goes inside. But what happens? How does this happen? They are categorized as the Pancha Prana. The Pancha Prana, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana and Samana. The first type of activity that we do is the letting go. You know what? When we are born, we never inhale first. We always exhale. Why? We cry, "Ah!" And if we don't, the doctor taps the back and the breath goes out. When the prana goes out, only then apana comes inside. Only then the incoming breath can come. And see, in life also, if you want to eat something, you take a glass of food and put it in your mouth, you will have to let the air go out, then the food goes inside. Isn't it? Then comes the third, Vyana, the circulatory system. Of course, our body needs circulation inside. If it doesn't circulate, how will the energy reach? If the food eaten doesn't go inside and gets mixed with the body, it cannot give us energy. That's why this particular energy, the physiological energy, is called the Vyana. Then we come to Udana. There are moments in life when we feel so positive. I want to do it, I will do it. And that confidence which uplifts you, the upward movement of your energy, is called Udana Vayu. And of course, there are so many times that we feel so calm and relaxed, equipoised, the equalizing energy called Samana. Isn't it interesting that each and every of these physiological things that we do have been categorized as the Pancha Prana? Up till now we were speaking of the bhahir-indriyas. Then what constitutes the anthah-indriya? The internal organs are comprised of the manaha, mind. Then chitta, the memory or the memory tape. Then the buddhi, the intellect. And finally, ego, Ahańkāra. What does the mind or manaha, what is its main work? It is to raise doubts. It is to feel sad. It is to feel happy. It is to ponder about thoughts. It is to be excited or having anxiety of the future. These are the things which mind does. What does the memory tape or the chitta has to do? All our past experiences, whatever it may be, good, bad, indifferent, it stores, no, not only stores, it gets to your current memory. It gets it forward. It's a recollection. So one is gaining information, and second is recollecting information. The third, the intellect, what we call as buddhi. This is the reason, having the buddhi is the reason that human beings have become so different than animals. We have grown from a very, very docile or a very afraid kind of a race to powerful, ruling over the whole world. And today, scientists have almost achieved to even conquer what we call them as the nature's strength. The 5 elements are in control. We can guess and we can have an anuman of what's going to happen in the future. Not because of some other things, but because of our intellect's intelligence. And when all these come together, the mind, the manaha, the chitta, the memory, and the buddhi, the intellect, it creates something new in us. It is called the ego, Ahańkāra. The I sense in me, the ego sense in me. What Shastra calls it as jīva. You heard the word before, right? The jīva. The perceiver, the feeler, the thinker in us. We perceive, then we feel, and we think. The actor, the performer in us is that jīva, that ego. When a child is born, it has got 0 ego. It eats what you feed. It cries when it is hungry. It does all the things when it is required only. But as the child grows, becomes bigger, he starts contacting these senses. The senses contact the world, and a unique individuality is created in him. And that individuality, when he wakes up in the morning, he says, I am. That I am feeling comes from that ego sense of jīva. Now, very quickly, let me go ahead. What does this mean, that I am that jīva? No! This is what all of these bhahir-indriyas and anthah-indriyas, bhahir-karna and anthah-karnas come together and cover the real nature of your own self, which is that consciousness, which enlivens them. All these are insentient. Like the example I gave last time, you remove your eye and keep, it will not see. But you fix the same eye in some other human body who's living, it will start seeing. How does it happen? Because in that living body, there is consciousness. Now, moving further ahead, there is another way to look at this, which is called the Panchakosha. Then there is another way of looking at it, which is called the Sharira-traya. Panchakosha, kosha means a cover. Like the sword is kept in a sheath, the same way. The 5 sheaths which cover the real self you is called Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha. They are translation, or you can say they are similar to the Bahir-indriya. Then Manomaya, Vijnanamaya and Anandamaya, the anthah-karna, the inner ones. What they do, they cover, just like the sword is covered. In a sheath, you can't see the sword, but the sword is there inside. The same way, they cover these, all of 5 of them, they cover our real self, which is unique than all of them, which is very different than this. Also, the 3 Sharira, which we have spoken before, if you remember. The gross body, Annamaya and Pranamaya. Then the subtle body, the Manomaya and Vijnanamaya. And the causal body, because of which things happen, the Anandamaya. These are the different ways in which Shastra has explained this body. The body, the mind, the intellect has been explained in such a different way. But are these us? No, there is a 4th, which is the consciousness, which is the Atman or the Brahman or the Self. This 4th state is called the Chaturthaya. About this we will speak next. But today at the end, I have to make a very special announcement. We have a very auspicious occasion coming up on Saturday, the 8th May 2021. We are celebrating the pride of India, Bharat Gauravaya Namaha. Who is this? It is nobody else than our Gurudev, Pujya Gurudev. You know what? Who is inaugurating this beautiful program? Our own Honorable Prime Minister of our India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, is inaugurating this grand event. I request all of you all kindly to see this event live on the Chinmaya channel, YouTube channel. The information you are seeing on the screen, and also we will share this information with you. This is going to be a very unique and beautiful moment. Gurudev is going to speak on Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 7. I request once again to all of you all to log in to the channel at 7:15 Indian Standard Time on 8th May. With these few words, I take your leave. Let us not leave without thanking our Bhagwan, thanking our Guru and our parents. Kindly join me. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om to all, and thank you very much for joining.